Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I just got done watching Superman 1978. I have my reasons why I did this, and I want to talk about it. Alrighty then. The main reason I decided to rewatch this movie is because you might be already aware of this, but next year, around July, there are going to be two movies that's going to be in cinema, and that is Fantastic Four versus Superman, Marvel versus DC. I've recently just done a movie review or talk about or rewatch of the Fantastic Four franchise, and I figure, you know what, it's probably fair to do the Superman as well, as but there are more movies of that one than the other one, so it's going to be a little bit of a journey, and I hope you decide to come with me with this journey of rewatch these and kind of have my thoughts on each one. And with this movie, it was made in 1978, so it is about, 46 years old? And in my humble opinion, it still holds up. Because I remember, I'll say this. Going into this, I'm like, it's Superman, right? I remember a little bit. It's probably been a good 25 years since I've watched it. It is really been that long. So it's actually almost a new movie to watch, like a new filter, a new lens. I'm like, wow, since I was a grown adult, I guess. When I was a kid, I watched it, but never really get the concept of different things. But man, that opening, John Williams song or score, oh my God, that is perfect. And I honestly, just the opening of it and heard that score, I started like emotions. It's like, oh my God, that is the first thing I thought of is hope, strength, courage, all that stuff wrapped up in that score. And just it's weird. It automatically reminded me of Superman, of what he stands for, what his journey is in all these movies, well, except for Zack Snyder, and I'll get to that later on. But it really just struck a chord with me, like in a way it's been a while since I felt that way. I mean, there's not much to say about this movie. This is a classic. This is one of those, it definitely... Of course, there's no CGI. They have a lot of practical stuff. They had to think of things to make it on the screen, and they did a fantastic job for the age it is now. Now, some young whippersnapper probably is like, I don't like this, and the theming's wrong. Whatever. Pound sand for all I care. But, and what they do is they were more focused about the characters, the freaking story. They didn't just throw stuff on the screen and just hope it floats. With this freaking movie, man, it is definitely one of a kind, and it's before Spider-Man, on the cinema. It's before Batman, and watching it, I was thinking, man, actually, I think I was a Superman fan for a while, being a kid, and the older I got, I kind of leaned more to Batman. But Superman was, I think everybody was a Superman fan at one point in their life. But this movie is fantastic. It had a, beginning, middle, and end. Of course, there's other ones come down the pike, and I'm going to watch them and talk about it. And, another reason, too, is watching this is each, person who takes the reins of a story of Superman always had their own little version of what Superman is to them. And I really hope that James Gunn makes a story with heart, with that, who Superman was in that film. I think that's what we need as a fandom of DC, or just a fan of Superman genre. We want that old school feel, that old school Superman that above all odds goes above and beyond. He is a stand-up guy, not the Zack Snyder emo whatever you might call Superman. I mean, nothing against Henry Cavill. He's done a great job. And I have my opinions about that, and I'll get that on another day or another video. But it was a different take. I understand. And then it's a different vision, different filter. I get it. But I think it's time to go back to the original of that. I know James Gunn will probably have a different style. He might have both and it mix together and have something different. I don't know. But I'm interested in what his vision will be for Superman. I'm hoping, my prayer, I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to go in and bash it before I watch it. That's my hope, that maybe he'll go back to the original recipe of making Superman the way he was in this film. It's just watching it gives you hope. It makes you feel good. It makes a world of difference in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And I compare that movie to movies that's made now. Look at the movies we're making now with the Last Jedi kind of stuff, Indiana Jones, all of these, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. I can go on, and all these heroes, how they making them to be is not what they should be, if that makes sense. I understand everybody in Hollywood wants to make something their own. I get that 100%. You want your own fingerprint. You want your own style. I would be the same way. But you have, in my humble opinion, I think you have to have, even though, like, I watched a freaking, I won't not be triggered on this, but I just watched a episode of Joe Rogan with Zack Snyder. He said, people have a hissy fit where the lore was Batman does not kill. He's like, because that's the rule, I want to break the rule. I'm like, dude, why would you want to do that? If there's a reason, there's a rule for that. It's not just because you want to break it. Make it your own without going. I know you try to be a rebel and all. I get that. But don't rebel against that character. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, whatever superhero that you're trying to put on the screen, make it something that we are aware who they are. We don't have to deconstruct the hero. Why would you do that? I'm sorry I'm getting on a rant, but I'm just talking about Superman. That's what we need. That's what the world needs. We need a Superman. And I understand why he did it. Because not everybody can be Superman. They want somebody who's real, who deals with certain things and challenges and stuff. They can't compete with Superman. I'm not Superman, I can't be Superman. I understand that vision to a certain point. And I don't go hard in the paint with Zach because of that. But I think I just hope James Gunn goes back to the basics of who Superman is. Now, I'm not a comic book person. I can't go give you examples of issue this, issue that. I can't do it. I just go by what I see on the screen and give my thoughts and how I felt and what I hope. But I'm telling you, that score, John Williams, man, chef's kiss, man, it's a banger. It just felt like hope, man. I don't know how he can do that, but he did it. He always does. He is the GOAT, as they say. But with this movie, I love it. I loved it. Now I'm curious, and I'm honestly, I don't know what the other ones are. I'm clueless of what the plot is for second one and third one. I think there's a fourth one, and then Superman Returns, and then Zack Snyder's ones. But this one, of course, is the origin of Superman and his parents and how he got there. It's no spoilers there, but I'm just basically watching these movies and then talking about it and how it made me feel, what I hope for the new Superman coming out next year. I'm just rambling on. I do apologize, but I just can't get over the fact that particular movie, being 46 years old, can have that effect in 2024 for me. And maybe I kind of hope that James Gunn, he has to. I think he knows how serious this role is, how serious this movie needs to be. Not serious, like too serious, but have a humor, just like the Superman movie had humor in it, but it wouldn't slapstick humor like Marvel does now. But it was cute. You know what I'm saying? It was very well done, and I think James Gunn, anybody could do it. James Gunn can do it. I'm not gonna put him on a pedestal. I don't do that no more. I trust that he can do it. If anybody else could do it, he could do it, because in his movies that he's done, he can make you care for these characters. He'd done it with the Guardians of the Galaxy, 100%. I didn't know who his character was, but I cared about their journey, the struggles they went through. I can imagine what he can do to me. I just pray that he don't screw it up, because I think if he does not go too hard in the paint with the studio's opinion on certain things and just go in the vision as a fan and what fans want in that character. Like I said, I don't have no hopes if this guy's a Superman, this guy's not. I don't play that game. People who has been in the comic books, they can say, well, I don't like him, he don't look like that. That's them, not me. What I'm look at is, okay, what this character stands for. Can they capture it? Can they write this character the way he should be wrote? You see what I'm saying? That's how I view these characters on the cinema. Like I said, other people can have different opinions on that, and I'll leave that to them and let you watch them. But for myself, it's just I can't. I only can explain this how I feel about movies, and this. It definitely is a classic, 100%. Like I said, it's been almost 20, maybe 30 years since I watched it. And it definitely put a smile on my face. It made me feel great. You know, I miss that in superhero movies. You know, I miss that in movies in general. It don't have to be a Superman or a superhero, but just in general. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, my prayer is, Hollywood will turn the ship around, but I think some will. But other ones, it's going to take a while for them to steer that ship from the iceberg, which is I think I already hit the iceberg. But anywho, I think I went a little bit longer on this video than I wanted to. But I just wanted to share that to you and see if anybody else feels the same way I do. If I'm just a old man on the porch kind of thing, you know, how I view these movies now through my filter of what I see. Through my lens, I guess, and and it's amazing. I recommend you watch it if you get a chance to watch the 78 Superman and see how you feel, how you can you see what movies are now and how movies was then, and how that's another thing too. Before I'm gonna close, I promise. That story is still timeless. It is something that you can use in today's time, and you don't have to overdo it or do special effects out the yin yang. You can just tell that freaking story that was made in 78 and put it in 2024. Well, it'll be 25 when it released. You get what I'm saying? It's not impossible. It is 100% possible with the technology we have and the knowledge we have of all the cinema that we've watched all these years. There's no freaking excuse not having a good Superman story. But again, before I go, I'm not going to go in like with high hopes. Oh, James Gunn's going to save the day. No. I'm curious what he's going to do, and I'm just sharing what I hope he does. I hope it has to have heart. It has to have the heart that you care and you want to be like Superman, to have that I can't find the right words right now, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. But anywho, if you lasted this long, I greatly appreciate you lasting this long, and I guess I'll talk to y'all later when I do the Superman 2 movie and talk about that whenever that will be. But stay tuned, and we'll talk to you then. See you later.